Picture this. The heavy doors of the locker room just swung shut. The air in there is thick, and the pressure, it's literally suffocating. You can hear the crowd outside, and they are hungry for a battle. Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're tearing down the raw psychology of high-stakes performance. We're tapping into that gritty, relentless energy you get when you've got absolutely everything to prove, and the odds are completely stacked against you. We're not just talking about some fluffy motivation here. We're analyzing the hard, cognitive mechanics of survival and total dominance. We're going to dissect a phenomenal piece of insight from cricket legend Virat Kohli, break down the exact mental architecture of an absolute titan, and figure out how you can weaponize this exact psychology to take control of any room you walk into. 100. I want you to really just sit with that number for a second. Think about the crushing, deeply intimidating weight of facing an opponent who has stepped onto that battlefield for 100 test matches. From a psychological standpoint, that number is literally designed to break you before you even lace up your shoes. You see, the human brain is this ancient survival machine, and it naturally processes this kind of massive track record as an immediate, severe physical threat. It hits this preemptive submission protocol. That number, 100, it represents years of blood, sweat, failure, and ultimate triumph. It's a monument to experience that acts like a heavy cognitive blanket, basically designed to suffocate your confidence. Now, on the flip side, 2. This is the terrifying reality of the underdog. You're stepping into that exact same arena, under those exact same blinding lights, against that very same titan, but you only have 2 matches to your name. You're raw, you're unproven, heck, the history books don't even know your name yet. Psychologically, this is exactly where the vicious cycle of imposter syndrome takes hold. Your amygdala is screaming at you, flooding your system with that massive neurochemical rush of the fight or flight response. Why? Because there's no anchor of past success to ground your nervous system in such a hostile environment. So, we've got the classic David versus Goliath scenario. The veteran with a staggering 100 matches going up against the youngster with just 2. Now, the human brain loves patterns and statistics, right? So when it calculates this massive disparity, it immediately predicts an inevitable defeat. The gap in experience doesn't just look big, it looks mathematically impossible to overcome. And honestly, it's not just internal doubt you're fighting here. The external environment, the roaring crowd, the media narratives, the sheer crushing weight of the veteran's legacy, it all acts as this invisible gravitational pull. It builds up an impossible wall of external pressure before a single move is even made. Just listen to the words of a legend who actually rules this mountain. He says, "Even till today, if any youngster comes into the team," he's talking about watching the new blood enter his domain. But you have to understand the psychology at play here. A veteran at this elite level isn't just passively observing. No way. They are apex predators scanning their territory. They're looking at the rookies who walk into the locker room with these wide eyes, carrying nothing but that tiny number 2 on their resume, and the veteran is relying on their powerful aura of intimidation to do like half the heavy lifting for them before the competition even starts. He continues, saying, "My first check to them is about the same thing." Now, I want to zero in on that absolutely crucial word, check. Trust me, this is not a friendly little greeting. It's a psychological scan. It's an immediate, intense assessment of their core fortitude. Top-tier competitors aren't analyzing a rookie's physical form during this initial encounter. No, they're searching for a micro-expression of fear, a slight drop in posture, a tiny hesitation in the eyes. The veteran is actively testing to see if the newcomer has already surrendered mentally to the ghost of the veteran's past achievements. So what actually bridges this massive gap? I mean, if you only have 2 matches under your belt and your opponent has 100, how do you even survive that kind of pressure? How do you override the hardwired human instinct to just bow down to establish dominance? How on earth do you manufacture absolute, unshakable confidence out of thin air when the neurochemistry of your own brain is basically begging you to run and hide? The answer? Mindset. It is the ultimate psychological equalizer that completely neutralizes physical advantages and historical dominance. Let's look at the cognitive science behind this for a second, because it's fascinating. Mindset is the ultimate override switch. It neutralizes an opponent's advantage because it dictates exactly how your central nervous system functions in the present moment. A locked-in mindset keeps your prefrontal cortex online, that optimizes your decision-making, your spatial awareness, and your reaction times under severe duress. The true battlefield isn't physical experience, it is entirely 100% mental. If you control your mindset, you strip the veteran of their absolute greatest weapon, your own fear. The physical stats do not matter. Let that really sink in for a minute.
When the pressure reaches a boiling point, the true legend completely strips away his own past accolades. He takes all those trophies, all those past victories, and he literally leaves them outside the arena. Because at the absolute highest echelons of performance, physical capabilities are almost identical. Everyone is fast, everyone is strong. The real separation, it happens strictly in the mind. The veteran knows that past trophies cannot execute current mechanics. The history books are closed, guys, and the playing field is brutally leveled.
And the Titan himself proves it right here. It doesn't matter whether I played 100 test matches or whether you played 2. When a legend explicitly validates this reality, it violently shatters the illusion that sheer experience makes a competitor unbeatable. And actually, more importantly, it completely annihilates any excuse the rookie had to play small. It places this radical accountability squarely on the newcomer. Think about it. If the legend doesn't care about the past 100 matches, the rookie has absolutely no right to cower behind them.
Because here is the ultimate, undeniable truth of high-performance psychology. The war is fought on the day. We're talking about extreme presence here, flow state. Yesterday's victories, they're dead. Last year's championships, ghosts. When your mind drifts backward to the veteran's past dominance or forward to the fear of some future failure, you abandon the current microsecond. And in a high-stakes combat zone, a lost microsecond is a lost war. The only reality that actually exists, and the only place where true power can be wielded, is the hyper-focused present moment. Right here, right now, on the day.
And this is the final blow. If on the day your mindset is better, you will perform better than me. Wow. That is raw, unadulterated power right there. That is an elite world-class athlete straight up admitting that an unbreakable superior focus can and absolutely will dethrone a legend. This is the whole crux of reclaiming your power. You do not need permission from history to dominate the present moment. If you can weaponize your focus, block out all the noise, and execute in the current second, you can take control of your own destiny completely regardless of the gatekeeper standing in your way. Okay, let's rapidly summarize this psychological deconstruction so you can lock it in and actually use it. Consider this your reality check. First up, experience belongs to the past, so leave it in the locker room. A resume cannot throw a punch today. Second, performance happens right now, so ground your nervous system in the current physical second and ignore the ghosts of yesterday. And third, mindset dictates the present, so choose absolute, ruthless aggression and focus over passive intimidation. You know, this goes way beyond sports. You are the youngster. The world is the veteran. Every single day, you are stepping into an arena facing intimidating odds, massive legacy structures, and competitors with seemingly insurmountable advantages. Whether you're walking into a hostile boardroom, launching a disruptive startup against monolithic corporate giants, or fighting a grueling personal battle where the math just says you should lose, you are the underdog. But now you know the secret of the equalizer. The stats don't matter. The past doesn't matter. You have the cognitive override switch to completely neutralize the giants in your path. So I'm going to leave you with this final, provocative challenge as you step out onto your battlefield today. Who has the better mindset?